Manito asked me to give him some pointers on how to win games, so here we are watching Manito against El Loco. I have no clue what MMR these guys are. Giant spec. It's okay, I guess. Here, a lot of good options. The marksman spec is the best. And you guys keep asking if I will do a guide on the starting specialist, and I will. But just to give out few pointers, like all the non-chaff starts are bad. The best starting units are Crawler and Tarantula, and Crawler and Stormcaller. And the best specialist is Marksman Specialist because of the Tarantula deployments. And the second best is Rhino, and third one is probably Supply. And the Giant spec was pretty bad earlier, but now it's good again because of the Vulcan. And now it's Elite spec versus Giant spec, and aggressive Elite. And against the Elite spec, the best units for chaff, you need a lot of chaff clear against the blue crawlers. And the best units are Vulcan and what's it called? Wraith. So even though Manito is starting with arc lights, I would be inclined to think how I would get into a Vulcan. And now he sees the aggressive positioning. Let's talk about the Manito starting position at the start of next round. So the first round is going okay because he has so many arc lights. So there was a couple of things that caught my eye. Oh my god, it's going so fast. Well, here the Elite spec is very likely to be aggressive. So I don't like the storms to be in front of my tower. I would want a Giant there, probably. And I would like to go into Vulcan, probably this game, depending on the unit drops and what the enemy does. So here I would place the storms off the tower, and my place would be like here and here. If you place it inside, it's easily distracted with one crawler here. And this guy quite good, the arclight positioning, I think. If you wanna go into Vulcan, these are like good side defenders. I would actually probably place the arclight here so it goes to the flank even. But it's just a preference thing, I think, how you should approach this. And here we took the wasp farm. I don't know what else was there. Both players insta-picked the wasp swarm. Okay, so we are defending with the fangs. This is okay, I guess. I would like to be attacking this position against the Elite spec, like you play defensive here and aggressive here. And also the storms are completely useless. I would sell them right now to get a better round 3, maybe unlock some giants, depending on the unit drops. Sell this storm this turn, this storm next turn, or the other way around. Yeah, maybe this storm this turn. So the wasp farm is not that great of a spell, I feel like, because it's pretty easily defended. The enemy has 0 anti-air though. Let's see. Okay, one guy survived. So Manito has pretty wild techs on the wasps. No jump drive. I feel like jump drive this game would be really useful for Manito. And the ignite, I don't think the ignite is ever good, because the ground spec is so powerful. If you wanna kill giants, you go ground spec. You don't need the ignite, I think. The ground spec is always better. So we win the round with 1 wasp. I guess he would have lost the round if he sold the storms, but the selling of the storms gives a lot more, like, better turns in the future. Like, it's pretty hard to build any kind of giants early on without selling units, and the storms are kinda useless here against all these crawlers. Is it unit drops? It is unit drops. So here, quite good choices, I think. So the enemy picks Mustangs. I feel like for money though we could go Phoenix or Wraith. The Phoenix looks pretty bad into the enemy board. The Wraith looks really strong, but the Phoenix is better in future. I wonder if he doesn't have jump drive on the Phoenix either. Like, one play would be to place the Wraith here, I think. Sell more of these storms, go Wraith here and punish this tower. Yeah, and the other play would be to be defensive Phoenix. And you really should be looking to get into the Vulcan pretty soon here. And this is a big troll by the enemy, taking the missile interceptor right away. So defensive Phoenix. I don't like that we are so passive on this side. You need to force the elite spec to do something. Like, if you have jump drive wasp, they would be amazing here. Like wasp here, jump drive, or use the Phoenix with jump drive. But if you don't have it, you need to do something like one crawler even. Just keep him on his toes, that he like starts leveling these towers, deploys all kinds of crap here. Then the push is not that hard to defend, because the enemy will like need to waste deployments everywhere else. Well, here I think we added one crawler to kill this tower, but it takes so long to get it. And leveling the arc lights was pretty good. It's good to level the units to the same level as the units they are trying to kill, like match the crawler levels. And here I think you missiled here to prevent a flank that would pull your units. I think it's not necessary. I think you could maybe put the Phoenix this side so they couldn't be pulled. But maybe you were afraid of like a Wraith flank or something. Yeah, actually maybe you needed to pick the Phoenix against the Wraith. Top supply. Yeah, insta-click. And now when you see a clump like this, this is the turn where you oil. You unlock oil immediately. This, by the way, a big mistake, I think. Going Arclight range, like, Arclight is not a good unit, I feel like. Even though you start with Arclight, you don't wanna commit into it. Your giant spec, it's so easy to go into Vulcan. With the top supply even, the game is gonna be like a giant fiesta. It's like gonna be massing giant with top supply. You don't wanna be on the arc lights. The arcs are okay here as level 2 guys with 0 technologies. You could even go armor as the first tech here. I think it wouldn't be that bad. It's pretty good tempo. So I would be looking to oil this turn here, and then next turn go into Vulcan. And probably use my deployments here to try to kill this tower somehow. But oil this turn for sure. This 100% oil turn. And it's 100% Vulcan game also. So you don't wanna take the arc lights here, I feel like, and not build more of them. Okay, so we are flanking with the Phoenix. So we are doing something, it's good. But this is like a lost deployment because you don't have jump drive. I would advise you to put jump drive on one unit, Phoenix or Wasps, So you could do stuff like this without losing deployments. It's actually very important. But the game is going still pretty okay. Yeah, I feel like this turn would have gone even better if you had like armor on the arcs instead of the range. But I don't think you should take anything to the arc lights. If you feel like you need the tempo, I think you click armor here. Even though it's a bit weird. I wouldn't click it, but... So here... I would pick the marksman or the saber-tooth. So, okay, so here we are very vulnerable to any kind of air. Here. I guess it's very hard for the enemy to go overlords or anything. But here I feel like the saber-tooth is a lot more tempo than the scorpion. The scorpion gives better late game, but you already have like full ground army. So what would you pair the scorpion with? Like you need to pair it with probably like Mustang, which doesn't fit your comp at all. But if you go like marksman Vulcan here, then it would make more sense. Oh, you actually went the Vulcan now, okay. But yeah, I feel like the Sabertooth is a better standalone unit than the Scorpion. Like the Sabertooth gives instant power, the Scorpion is a better unit when you take it and actually build them. But if you use the level 2 Sabertooth just as is without taking them, they are way better. And now we are in this weird position, by the way, where we have teched Vulcans and teched Arclights. With the free unit patch, you kinda... Usually you have same units or different units for the same role, but you don't tech them. You tech only one unit for a given role. So your next deployments would be better. Actually, field maintenance the Sabertooth. And if we would have picked the sabers, we would be killing these guys much easier, right? Or maybe even the marksman. The marksman, I think the marksman was not good play for this turn. It just gives a better future. So you don't lose to overlords or raids or something like that. I would have probably picked the marksman here. But I would have done a lot of things differently. Like not take the arcs, salt the storms immediately. And here I would be going straight into like Vulcan marksman composition. Heavy armor. Very good. I think it's always heavy armor here. Oh, extended range Vulcan. I don't think that's good. Like maybe you think you don't need to take this range, so it saves you like 500. But the health actually matters a lot in these pushing games. Oh, the enemy doesn't click the top supply. That's crazy. Yeah, so this with the 35% health decrease is pretty bad, and it could have had the heavy armor here also. So I would pick the heavy armor here for sure. And now we are taking all kinds of different units. I think this is like you mass one giant. And if the If the saber-tooth become a problem, you just go melting point with the giant spec. So no Phoenix. No Phoenix, no Scorpion. Just Vulcan Melter here every time. Like this range on the Scorpions, not good. Like I think you are building the Phoenix because you feel the vulnerability. You use the Scorpion for single target damage and the Vulcan for clear. And then you are fearing the air, then you go Phoenix. Maybe that's what you're thinking. But just go Vulcan Melter, it covers everything. Like here I think you should have already sold the Storms, started selling the Scorpions and just go Vulcan Melter. The Vulcan armor is interesting one. I think if you go like mass Vulcan you need the best partner, but the armor is interesting. I feel like I always thought it could be good in the right situation. I wonder what your experience have been with it. It basically forces the enemy into a melting point if you click the armor. And sometimes it could be really good. The skill spec would be pretty good here, by the way, if you took the oil earlier, like round 3 or when did you see these fangs deployed and the Mustang. And still no oil used, by the way. This is a like very imbalanced spell, you should always use it. It's the single most broken thing in this game right now. If you are not using the oil, you are like missing out on so many wins. Usually with these giant setups you can like oil and use the storms to kill the slow guys, and then next turn when the oil is still on the ground, then you go Vulcan and grill them all. I guess the EMP on the arc lights was pretty good for the one turn because we already have the teched arc lights to deal with the saber-tooth. But this your composition is going in a direction where the late game is pretty weak. Like this needs to be a Vulcan Melter game. We are flanking here. And the enemy isn't using any deployments here. I think if you had jump drive on the wasps, for example, you could have forced so much shit here. And the enemy couldn't have a push like this. Yeah, the Phoenix flanks not good. Interesting choice of the photon saber-tooth against the EMP. Did it even matter at all? But now we are getting a little bit overrun. And it's just inefficiency in your composition. Like these two Scorpions have range, they do nothing. Just sell them off, go Vulcan Melter. Here, you need to chase this tower with the 3 units. This tower. So either it's 2 worms, rhino or wasps, and beacon to the tower, I feel like. So you took the wasps. And because you don't have the jump drive, you need to, like, if you place them here, it's not good. You could place them like here or on a clump here and beacon the whole clump. So you are just using them to build a standard board. I think if you pick like Wasp in this situation, the enemy has like high level Mustangs here, high level Mustangs here, and 0 Mustangs here. And the Mustangs are very bad against all your board. So if you would place all the Wasp here, if you want to play like them in the back, you could place them like all 3 here, so they would go to this tower. Then the enemy needs to build 2 more Mustangs here. Then you can like beacon the Wasp from here to here, so they are like late guys here, and then the Mustangs have already died when the Wasps come. That would make the enemy next turn really bad, because he needs to go 2 Mustang here. That's how I would use the Mustang in this situation. Yeah, this just inefficiency in your composition. Like there's Overlord, Phoenix. It's better to have like 2 unit types, like the Vulcan Melter that does everything, and then you just mass them and tech them in these long games. Especially on the games where you get top supply, it's really important to mass 1 unit actually. And when the enemy isn't picking the top supply, you need to pick all the tempo units from each unit drop. Like the Sabertooth, for example, I think. But it's very close though, so I wonder if you will still win this with the top supply. Now the senior is well, maybe the game could go on for like 3 rounds, because the enemy is so high health. So if you are doing 3 giants a turn, it's pretty good. Like here I feel like the leveled Vulcans kill everything. They kill every single unit except these 2 sabers here. And if you would have the melting point for these guys, would be easy peasy. And remember to use the oil, it just auto wins this side also. The enemy need 1 Mustang here. Okay, now we use the oil. Round 9. I think round 3 was the... So this would have been the 3rd oil you got this game. Right. So the enemy is going degen raids into the photon boats. It looks pretty good actually, still. These guys are surviving so long. Not dead. Is this a comeback? Orbital? Here you could maybe try to take the tower as well. But yeah, also against this kind of situations, you don't have to play so back here. You can slightly go forward, usually. Like this has been pretty open, this tower, for the whole game. You even have ground cannon on the boats. You could just go ground cannon, deploy boats here, beacon them to the tower. So against this asymmetrical pushes, use oil more and try to punish this tower. With the free unit drops you can transition into aggressive positioning here most of the time. I don't know if I gave any specific information here, but like the main thing in this game is the unit inefficiency. There's so much different stuff teched. You need to focus on like one good unit or two good units. As I've said multiple times, the Vulcan melter, just you could have the EMP on the melter, range on the melter, then you just every turn you deploy like one melter and two Vulcans. That's it. So you get to spend all of your money on good units instead of like taking different unit types. And now it's over. But yeah, think about the unit compositions you are going for. That's the main thing here, I think.
Hey net gamers, ready for the grind? Got the rack gear that's one of a kind. Oversized hoodies, tees, and mugs. Complete garbage just for you running thugs. Embrace the radness, find your mobile beacon pride. Get complete garbage gear, let the transformation ride. This is just the beginning. Beacon plays and stealthy attack. Rap merch, there's no turning back. Complete garbage just for you. For you. Feeling sneaky, need the edge? Rock the rat hoodie, make the pledge. With a rat mug on your desk and magnet on your fridge. You'll find the plays and rise above the ridge. Get those sneaky wins, claim your glory. Complete garbage, make your mark in the story. Embrace the radness, find your mobile beacon pride. Get complete garbage gear, let the transformation ride. This is just the beginning. Beacon plays and stealthy attack. In rap merch, there's no turning back. Complete garbage just for you. Complete garbage just for you. So grab your feet, join the fight. Complete garbage, day and night. Crazy tactics, mobile might. In rap gear, you'll set it right. Embrace the radness, find your mobile beacon pride. Get complete garbage gear, let the transformation ride. This is just the beginning. Beacon plays and stealthy attack. In rap merch, there's no turning back. Complete garbage just for you. Complete garbage just for you. Complete garbage, that's a flair. Rats, we proudly wear. Join the rat pack, don't delay. In rat gear, you'll rule the day. Kept those sneaky wins, claim your glory. Incomplete garbage, make your mark in the story. Kept those sneaky wins, claim your glory. Incomplete garbage gear, let the transformation rhyme. Garbage just for you. So grab your team, join the fight. Complete garbage, day and night. Crazy tactics, mobile might. In rat gear, you'll set it right.